hope you're single. Not because I'm interested, but just because nobody should be subjected to that level of insecurity. It's that time again to see if the straights are okay. Spoiler, they're not. Hey Spuds, it's Jamie. Welcome back to another video if that's on our channel. I don't know, but welcome either way. And we're back again looking at some not okay straights. Obviously, there's plenty of wonderful, lovely straight people in the world, but there's also a portion that are really just not okay as people. And that's who we're talking about today. We've gone through the lovely little subreddit of are the straights okay? And the answer to the straights on that subreddit are absolutely not. They are not okay. So we're going to be looking at some examples of not okay straights right here, right now. Are you ready? Put your seatbelt on, get your popcorn out, and let's go. I don't think I've ever said that before in a video, but I did today. Enjoy. POV, you and your girlfriend are the same size. Same size what though? What? Same size what shoe? That would be handy. She definitely can't have the same size or a bigger size than me. She has to have small feet for me to call her my girl. Why? That's weird.
You must have tiny feet. What I'm looking for in a woman, small feet.
Yes. Tiny little tootsies. Question marks. Who asked? No, I want a girl that doesn't have men's feet. I'm looking for a woman, not Bigfoot. How eloquent. So big feet equals men's feet. Mind blown. Personally, I would love it if my wife had the same size feet as me, because it would be super handy. Or if I had the same size feet as her, I don't care. My feet could get smaller, her feet could get bigger. It really doesn't matter to me. But she buys some really cute shoes and I want to wear them. It's a couple hugging, and in the mirror, the guy is actually wrapped up in a snake wearing the same pattern as the woman's dress. Ah, love.
Being killed by a python.
Is that trying to say that like women are snakes and will trap you and will like suffocate you? Because what a wonderful sentiment. Why do so many straight men hate women? It's really confusing to me. If your girl proposes to you, especially during the Olympics, you're cooked. There is nothing more emasculating than a woman proposing. I do not know what cooked means. Oh, you're struggling, having problems. Okay, so you're having problems if a girl proposes to you and you're a man. There is nothing more emasculating than a woman proposing. There's a photo underneath and I think it's about the Olympian who proposed to her boyfriend after, I don't know what she was doing. I don't know the context beyond a woman competing at the Olympics proposed to her boyfriend who was in the crowd. And I think that's a really sweet and special moment, and what a wonderful way to propose. And why does it have to be the guy? I don't understand this. Shabra and I proposed to each other. I proposed first and then she proposed back and we each had a ring. Because why does only one person get a nice ring? I wanted a ring. I think if you're that insecure in your masculinity that you think being proposed to by your girlfriend is emasculating, that really sounds like a you problem, and I hope you're single. Not because I'm interested, but just because nobody should be subjected to that level of insecurity. They are beautiful, but if the men start learning woman's skills, then they have no use for a wife. Men learn how to knit and sew. There is free naughty stuff on the internet. Rich people have dishwashers. They are trying to get rid of women. What? They're trying to get rid of dishwashers. They're trying to get rid of women by having dishwashers and men learning how to sew. Because all women are good for is sewing, adult fun times for the men, and dishwashing. Do you want to upgrade your dishwasher? Replace your woman with this machine. Sounds like some dystopian 1950s advert. I feel like some of these people who have these opinions must just be really closed off to feeling anything. How can you think that your partner in life only is there to provide like duties and cleaning? It's so beyond my understanding. 5 deadly terms used by a woman. This should be called I don't understand how to interpret how my partner is feeling, so I just mock them instead. Fine. This is the word women use to end an argument when she knows she is right and you need to stop talking. Nothing means something and you should be worried. Go ahead. Do not confuse this with permission. It's a dare and don't even think about it. Whatever. A woman's way of calling you an idiot. That's okay. She's thinking long and hard on how and when you will pay for your mistake. Bonus word. Wow. Wow. This is not a compliment. She is amazed that one person could be so clueless. If these are actually true, then you as a couple have a really unhealthy communication style and you both need to work on that. If this is just a man wanting to interpret that these things are true to, I don't know, put the blame on his partner for issues and tension or something, then that is very problematic. But either way, if you really think that this is true or you think this is funny to laugh at, people just, I don't even know what they're laughing at. If you think this is true, true, then that's just really sad. What happened to the Western countries? Okay. 50 years ago, if you were a somewhat awkward looking short guy working a factory job, you were guaranteed a young cute wife who took care of you. Has somebody been watching too many movies? In today's day and age, even if you're a 6-foot tall engineer with 6-figure income working out in the gym every day, you are getting told to F off by overweight single mums. What happened? I think if you feel like you have so much going for you and you have like looks and you're fit and you're tall and you have a really good job and you're earning a lot of money and people aren't interested in you, maybe looks and money aren't everything and there's something else going on there. You know, maybe the personality is not quite right. But somebody did reply. Their answer was feminist movement, cancel culture, social media trends, simps, the Bachelorette show and or dating apps happened. I like the concept that the feminist movement is why 6-foot tall engineers who go to the gym and have a 6-figure income can't find a partner, because that suggests that women were shown that they're allowed to value themselves and they don't have to settle and they are deserving of equality both within society and within a relationship and they don't want to date you. If feminism is the reason, I think it's proving the point even further that this is a case of it could be to do with the personality. But no, it's everybody else's fault but the man's, obviously. Hello, I'm in room 420. Funny. Please send someone here immediately. I'm having an argument with my wife and she is saying that she is going to jump out the window. I'm sorry, sir, but that's a personal matter. Listen, you stupid. The window is not opening and that's a maintenance problem. Haha, so funny. I'm arguing with my wife, so I really wish she would just go ahead and jump out of a window. Bigamy is having one wife too many. So is monogamy. Why do some people get married in the why are you married? Why? I almost feel bad for these guys because the thought of spending my life with somebody who I disliked to this extent is horrible, because the only reason I got married, the only reason I continue being in a relationship with my wife, the only reason I continue living together with my wife is because she's my best friend and I love her and I want to spend time with her. I want to build this life together. I want to make memories together. Whenever something fun happens, she's the first person I tell. Whenever something bad happens, she's the first person I go to support. And I don't understand pushing yourself into a relationship and not having that, because I feel like if you think that monogamy is having one wife too many, haha, I don't want to be married to my wife, then clearly you don't feel like you're getting the things from a partnership that should be happening. And whether that's a you problem, your partner problem, or a you two together problem, I don't know. But it seems very sad that a lot of what's on this subreddit of Other Straights Okay is a whole bunch of like straight men really just hating women, and particularly like hating the woman they are with, not giving any reason but just being filled with some form of resentment for some reason and being like,
Ha, I hate my wife, how funny.
people clutching their pearls over deception as if women don't wear push-up bras and tons of makeup. I feel like beards are quite deceptive to what somebody looks like underneath. You could get married to a dude and have no idea that he literally has no chin. I don't understand it. People do all kinds of things to either permanently or temporarily change their appearance. But most often the thing that people go after is makeup because it's a more typically feminine thing, and oh, isn't it wonderful to hate on women? No, he's decided not to play today. He suddenly remembered it's my birthday. She killed him, didn't she? He is unalived by that golf club. I think maybe a conversation would have been better, and if you were really that mad, maybe there was a different way to resolve this situation that didn't require that. Ah yes, husband forgets my birthday. I killed him. The perfect location for your husband. It's gonna be a bin or something. Husband daycare center. Cold beer, football. Need time to yourself? Want to go shopping? Leave your husband with us. Men, like cis straight men in particular, have a lot of learned incompetence that quite a few turn into weaponized incompetence. And I feel like this is a really prime example of men time and time again within society being told that they deserve the respect and they are the ones in control and they deserve to be the ones in control. But also you're really just a child in a man's body and nobody should really expect you to take responsibility, and you don't have to do anything, and your wife can run around and look after you just as a mummy would, and it's really bizarre. Daycare is for children. If you need time to yourself, your husband is a grown-ass adult and can look after himself for an afternoon. I don't even find it funny because I know it's meant for a joke. Haha, I can't take a joke, but I don't don't think it's funny because I think it feeds into the concept of learned incompetence that so many men seem to have in society. Of like,
oh yeah, I can't look after myself. All I like is cold beer and football. My wife wants to go shopping. Ooh, why would I want to join her on activities she enjoys? How lame. I need to be looked after.
Honestly, what every mum really needs is a wife. Well, this one should be in Suddenly Gay. Basically, women are superior, men are just useless, but men are told that they're allowed to be useless. They're not allowed to be useless. It's not good enough. They shouldn't be getting away with being useless. What every person needs who has a partner is a partner who supports them regardless of the gender of the partner. What's the most memorable trap question your girlfriend/wife has ever asked you, and how did you navigate the tricky situation? Oh, this feels what is this? Oh, yeah, those women always asking questions to catch us out, huh? There's two sides of this that I hate. I hate the interpretation that any kind of questioning about anything is a trick or trying to catch you out. It shows a lack of trust and poor communication. But I also hate the concept of asking things to catch people out. Say you open the cupboard and the last chocolate bar is missing, and instead of being like, dude, you ate my last chocolate bar, not cool, please replace them, you go, do you know where the last chocolate bar went? As a test to be like, if he doesn't tell me, then naughty. I mean, you should then just be telling the truth, but also what's wrong with saying, mate? And this really does feel like it would turn into a thread. I mean, there's only 2 replies, but it was only posted 55 minutes ago at the time of this screenshot. But it does feel like it will really turn and spiral into a thread of just people really hating on the times that their wives have tried to catch them out. There really was a time when men drove in peace. Oh, ha, man drives alone at the wheel and the woman is in the back. Yes, I'm sure there are men in the world who would rather do that. But then I just ask the question of why have a wife in the first place? Never criticize your husband's faults. It may have been those little imperfections which stopped him from getting a better wife. Excuse me. What? Oh, you have this absolute trash bag of a man. But remember, if he were any better, then a better woman would have gotten him. You deserve his shittery. That's what it feels like. Don't criticize him because clearly you're with him because you deserve his level of man. No. This one's so boring. Just don't get married. Game over. She's smiling. He's sad. Why get married? Just don't get married then. Why? I'm pro-life. Change my mind. Honor baby grow. I mean, talk about forcing your opinions on children. This is a literal tiny newborn infant, and you are forcing the world viewpoint that it's okay to control people's bodies, and specifically it's a want to control women's bodies and women's autonomy. It's not about being pro-life. They don't actually care about the lives of children, because if they did, they would help all of the many birthed children, living children who require help and support, either in the form of state support, better schooling, more funding, better care. But no, they care about fetuses, and then as soon as they're born, don't give a shit. Not pro-life. It's all about controlling the woman's body, because it's just a bit too coincidental that as soon as that child has nothing to do with a woman's body anymore, they don't care. As soon as the baby's out, oh, what? We're pro-life? What's that? I don't know. I don't care. And then they made a baby grow for a child. I'm pro-life, changed my mind. I mean, if your parents started with you that young, force-feeding you their very close-minded viewpoints of the world, it's probably going to be relatively tricky to change your mind. It shouldn't be pro-life. You're pro-control and you're anti-choice. You're anti-bodily autonomy. You don't care about life. Bed for couples together for 5 years, available with an electric fence for those together more than 10 years. This just makes me really sad. This is why I haven't done this subreddit in so long. It's so miserable. Why do people hate their spouses? I've been with my wife. We've been married for 2 years. I think it's basically in and around our 2-year wedding anniversary when this video goes out. Yay, 2 years married. Woo. But we've been together for nearly 13. I don't even want a divider, let alone an electric fence. First date, he's very punk and swearing, yeah, and she's like, I'm not sure. I mean, if you're not sure, then maybe don't go on a second date. 12th date, he's definitely toned down a bit, and she's looking still a bit unsure, but more sure. Engagement, moment. He is very different. He's completely changed. His tattoo is like covered up or something, and he's looking unsure, but she's looking happy now. Just married, they have a baby, she's happy, he's completely different. I think if you have to change yourself and conform to somebody else that level when it's not what you want to do and it's not who you are, that is problematic. You don't have to conform like that and change yourself to find somebody to love or who's gonna love you. And it's wrong to try and change somebody, and it's wrong to force yourself to change to try and impress somebody, because it's not gonna work. The future of their delusion: 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs, 6 figures. Oh, what? The future of their delusion, what is that? No man is ever going to be good enough. All women are going to realize that men are just trash and not good enough, so they're going to be forced to date robots instead. I feel like what this is trying to say is women's standards are so ridiculously high that men are just going to say forget it and date robots instead. Being in a relationship means solving problems together. Problems I wouldn't have if I was single, so be single then. My 23 woman husband, 24-year-old man, thinks our son is gay when he's only a year old. Some of the reasons he thinks our son is gay: he loves when the light shines through the window in a way that makes rainbows on the floor. Baby likes colourful thing, must be gay. He was curious about my makeup and has tried to take my lipstick and eyeliner. It reminds him of crayons. I don't think a 1-year-old has any concept of what makeup is, but an interest in makeup doesn't automatically mean gay. We really need to get away from that assumption. He generally prefers me to my husband. Isn't it really common for young kids to go through different phases of liking one parent more than another, or liking one caregiver more than another, like just being drawn to one person and then they kind of like grow out of that and then it's the other person? I feel like I've heard that places, but that's got nothing to do with sexual orientation. It could also be parenting style. It could also be presence of parent. It could also be love felt from parent. Maybe mum is a better parent than dad, and like the baby's gonna prefer being with the parent that they feel the most comforted by. He likes to help me peel bananas, and one time my husband saw him mouth the tip of it. He got angry at me for letting him do something that looks sexual. What the Indeed. The fact that that is how your husband read that situation is really, really gross. And the fact that a baby peeling and eating a banana would seem problematic in any way to your husband, I'd be out the door. I'd be like, I'm not gonna put up with somebody with these kinds of viewpoints and opinions. I mean, I'd have been out the door at just the insinuation that there was any problem with the child being gay, because I'm imagining that the reason why he has this really ludicrous list is because he finds it problematic. His favourite thing to do outside right now is look at the flowers that are blooming and touch them. Oh my god, a child likes flowers. How very gay. My husband thinks he likes books too much for a boy. He's one. And what constitutes liking books too much for a boy? There's also a character in one of the books that my son always points and smiles at because he has bright orange hair, son's favourite colour. But my husband thinks he has a crush on the character. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know what to say about this post. This post is terrifying, and I think I do not often jump to divorce, but honestly, that is what's going on in my head. This guy is not ready to be a parent. He should not be a parent if this is the kind of viewpoint he's going to have, and I'm going to get really strong on this because this is a 1-year-old you're talking about, and some of the suggestions here, they're kind of ranging from silly and stupid to ludicrous and atrocious and really just downright inappropriate and weird. And I feel like it's quite telling that instead of realizing that your son is drawn to his favorite color, which perhaps your husband doesn't know what your son's favorite color is, he thinks it's because he has a crush on the character. Like, 1, there would be nothing wrong if this child is gay, but 2, so purely the fact that the husband is coming up with a list and is thinking about it is weird, but 2, the fact that any of these things made a list is super problematic. I'm struggling with words at the minute because this is not what I expected from this post. I expected it to be a bit annoying and silly, but not this bizarre and not this uncomfortable. Divorce. That's my only advice. I would leave. I would run very far away. Julian Alfred wins gold in the 100 meter. She's just won St. Lucia's first ever Olympic medal. That's really cool. Well done. And unfortunately, this post made it onto a transvestigation page, and somebody said she actually has a man's name. So they've transvestigated her, decided that she's a man for whatever ludicrous reason. I mean, transphobia probably mixed with a big load of racism. feminism, because black women are disproportionately targeted in these transvestigation things for being like manly and masculine, and therefore they must be men. And now they've decided that because of her name, she must be a man because she's a man's name. Transvestigators, I swear I feel brain cells die whenever I look at a post from a transvestigator. And on that note, that was the last one. Are the straights okay? Well, these ones really are not, and I feel like the least okay straight out of today. It's difficult to choose a least okay, but that husband who thinks that his 1-year-old son is gay, that is really, really not okay. Like, that is probably some of the least okay stuff I've ever seen on Other Straights Okay. And then also the little pro-life baby grow. Wow, how horrible. But yeah, that's everything for today's video. If you liked it, think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing, but no pressure if you don't want to. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.